Welcome everyone, please be seated. Welcome to the first User and Developer Summit for OpenZFS, and welcome to Portland for those who are not local. My name is Michael Dexter, and last year Matt put a big old top to-do item on the developer list of the spreadsheet, like let's figure out how to plan the conference and make it a little easier for them. So somehow I volunteered to jump in. I hope you've enjoyed the food so far. This is a summit, not a conference. And some of the dads out there will recognize that artwork. So conferences generally have a ticket price of, say, $1,000 or more. They have $30 really dry sandwiches that cost the organizers a fortune and aren't very good and are very carb heavy. They famously have the $10,000 coffee break at the convention center. And my thinking is over my dead body. They generally have miserable booth staff missing a soccer game. They have occasionally $15,000 AV rentals, with which hopefully you end up with some videos but no hardware as an organization. And they have lampshades on people's heads, and you can look that up if you like. So basically my policy on this is over my dead body. And as Rob Norris put it in a conversation, he's like, well, wait a minute, what if we just took an event and only kept the good parts? And I'm like, yes! So here we are, welcome. So the rules very briefly. We are subject to the OpenZFS Code of Conduct that I believe is posted by the door there. It is very reasonable. It is largely be respectful and be patient. And take a peek, it's quite good, one of the best I've ever seen. We have a licensed bartender in the state of Oregon and Washington, 24/7, who will assist with anything alcoholic and will send you back to Washington, where he's also licensed to walk your way back if you get out of hand. We have a first responder, maybe emeritus, but within our reach, who's smiling in back there. So if anyone has an issue of any kind, please reach out to myself, a show of hands, actually myself, Stu, Santi, Patrick, Rod. We're all here to help. Andrew and Lisa fresh in front. This is one of the greatest teams I've worked with, but I'll get to that in a sec. Please clean up after yourself. We're going for what I learned in kindergarten ones. Please don't abuse the network. It's not been fully exercised, but so far so good. It is here in the Oregon Latvian Center. It is powered by Mikrotik devices. We can talk about that ping of death later. Please help each other, be it physically, be it cleaning, be it making that sandwich, be it with that code review, all of the above, all of it. And Multnomah County law says you should be quiet by 11, but the keys to this facility are in my pocket and Rod's pocket. If you want to hack all night, hack all night. There is no shower here, but if you need to head back to the hotel at 6 in the morning and quickly clean up, do it. You are absolutely free to make yourselves at home here. The Wi-Fi, there are some signs on the walls, but is OLC for the Oregon Latvian Center, and I had to do 8 characters, so I threw the proper J in Latvia. Capital L, J before A, exclamation point, Latvia. Nom nom nom. I mentioned sandwiches at every conference you've been to. Anyone been to BSDCan? And remember those, yes, show of hands, those sandwiches that every day we had. So hopefully you have never heard of any of these places. They're all local. They're some of my favorites. We will have catered lunches every day. And tonight we will have an Argentinian barbecue, and Monday night there will be a southern barbecue. How would you like to describe that, Stu? Pulled pork. With vegan options at every turn and gluten-free options at every turn. So what is a Latvian and why are they centered? Welcome to the Oregon Latvian Center. The diaspora is the 4th region of Latvia. We are around the world, from Melbourne to Indianapolis to Toronto, you name it. We invented the Christmas tree. We invented the Minox spy camera. We have the widest waterfall in Europe, and we like to sing and dance. And there's a piano up here if you need it. I can bring an accordion from home and some kuoklas, whatever instruments you need, plus some electric guitars, you name it. So we sing, that's on this stage. My wife and daughter are hiding up there, and award-winning composer Lolita Ritmanis is hiding back there on the piano. We like to sing and dance at the same time. We sometimes get together every 4 years to bring 40,000 of your best friends to sing together. My wife and daughter are hiding up there somewhere in the white band almost, or just above it. That's a selfie at that same venue, the open air park in Riga. And if you're wondering about that little logo on all of the swag, that was the White Stag sign, a sportswear producer here in Portland, Oregon, and that sign has had many changes. It's gone from White Stag to Made in Oregon to Portland, Oregon, welcome to Old Town. So you will see an OpenZFS with Bambi on top. The thank yous. Above all, huge thanks to Duffix by Perforce, invaluable supporter from day one of this event in its, 14th year now as a developer summit. They came in as a diamond sponsor. Thank you, gold sponsors, Creative Space and OS Nexus. I believe we will have representatives of both. Show your hand, Stu. It sounds like we've got Stuart of Creative Space and Digital Glue. Ask him anything, and I think the OS Nexus folks will be here over the next few days. Thank you, silver sponsors. We have TrueNAS. Thank you, Nav. Thank you, FreeBSD Foundation, who came in as a bronze sponsor. And some will get this reference, some will not. To quote Miller, air is good, don't you think? Air is nice. The folks at the Software Freedom Conservancy, whom have a rep here in town, actually 2 in Oregon, kindly donated the Fosse air purifiers. And we are trying to balance everyone's needs and interests. So we've got air filters around the room. Let's verify they're on. We have masks in back. I've got some COVID tests in back. I want everyone to be comfortable. We can open up this door for yet more airflow. Sorry about the rain, however, it keeps you focused and not at the beach or on the mountain. And as part of this, Conservancy would like to simply say, hey, we encourage you to become a sustainer, $10 a month. That would be appreciated. It's difficult to be a nonprofit in this current economy. And the oh my gosh, thank you. The crew who is in various corners of this room right now. Matt Aarons and Karen, who helped organize this for the last 6 months or so, technically a year, thank you. Stuart and Santi, our kitchen crew and pit crew for the grill pit. Nick, who helped out, he'll be here Monday. Lisa and Andrew, who might be in front there, but they're missing their thanks. Thank you, Lisa and Andrew. Rod Grimes, very helpful yesterday. Thank you so much. And Patrick, our streaming expert that we flew in because we realized in the context of all the different budget sizes thrown in the vague direction of streaming, we found a sniper shot to do it well with our own hardware with a trusted party. And no 15-page agreement on signing over your entire career to the company streaming. I have a great picture of Kirk McCusick in Ottawa laughing at the agreement, like, go to hell. Anyway, off topic, sorry. So, thank you, production users. I believe there are a few in the house. Mav, you've joined. Pat, you've joined. You've been very active, Stuart. We've got Andrew Hedinger. So, one thing led to another. There were Beehive calls for the developers discussing developing stuff, and we discussed reviews, which patches, questions, you name it. And then we'd spend 2 hours discussing ZFS. Because, strangely, every Beehive user is generally a ZFS user. So that blossomed into production user calls for Beehive. That blossomed into production user calls for jails and containers and zones on Illumos. We very much are Illumos and FreeBSD focused. And then eventually ZFS, because suddenly every conversation ended with ZFS. So those are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Check out callfortesting.org for more information. But that chemistry has inspired much of what will take place the next 4 days. We found that taking months to discuss a topic and refine the questions, refine the answers, refine the whatever, has produced some amazing things like the Zelta backup tool, which was used by a production user, and it was gently served through the fence instead of thrown over it. And Daniel's been a delight to work with, and if I'm not mistaken, someone in the room described it as the best backup tool they've used in their career, so I'm going to stick with that. Thank you, kitchen crew. It was quite the adventure yesterday with our 2 shopping carts at Costco and a full van, and this is after I was already doing a full van of beverages. And there's our streamer extraordinaire. Get off your phone, Patrick. So Patrick has been pounding his head against every little thing. How do we get the Zoom to sync to the thing, and not get hum and all the things? So there's a lot going on here, thank you. Then the why. We can have nice things. It's not often, but in tech, we can sometimes have very nice things. I consider ZFS a very nice thing. It does a lot of heavy lifting, and we often take it for granted. And it's amazing. Thank you, team. Developers will be trickling over the next few days. Thank them, please. They are very nice people. They are very, on average, very, very nice people. And Matt, the team lead, is a delight. Thank you, Matt, in advance, and he'll probably roll in tomorrow. And the result is the nicest feedback loop I've ever seen. Name a huge vendor who for very little time and effort you can get like features refined or added or documentation fixed. If I say Veritas, will anyone have scars and think, oh yeah, we gave them like millions to fix this one thing? Well, in open source circles, magic can happen, and I think OpenZFS is one of the greatest pieces of open source software available at any price, regardless. So, engage and enjoy. This is very participatory. It's a bit of a hybrid of unconference and moderated discussions based on the calls, and I last night had to shut people up and like save it for the discussion because we're all kind of pent up on a lot of topics, and there's some good stuff that's coming down the pipe. There are restrooms out and behind the kitchen. There is a drinking fountain, like airport style with a filter and all the thing. We've got some water directly from it in a pitcher there. We've got swag. We've got glasses that I'll probably get some boxes for so you can throw them in your luggage so they're a little safer. We have mugs. And selfishly, most of the mugs of the world have a logo here. We are here to promote OpenZFS. So cheers, there is a logo on end, like Matt Aaron's last year. Either prayer emoji or high five emoji. So yes, everyone, cheers. And let's see, masks. All of the mugs and glassware you find in front are clean and ready to use. You can put your name on blue tape with a Sharpie and call it yours, and we can even wash it for you. Then we'll probably just swap them around. The tape is there, thank you. Any questions? Well, thank you, everyone. Welcome to Portland, and let's do this.